Okay, I'm telling you this personally, being a student myself when I was in secondary school, going to JC and now even in university, and also teaching over 200 to 300 students over the past 2 to 3 years, inclusive of this year as well. I can tell you that from everything that I have observed, the compound effect is real. And this is exactly why I obsess literally over the fundamental concepts whenever I conduct my classes. So if you all know, I run a math tuition center here in Singapore, right? And this is my center, really big, very spacious, and even have our own partner about that, right? That's something that I really appreciate about it. And we specialize in secondary math and adjacent math, right? And one of the things that I really focus on every single lesson is to master the fundamental concepts. I'm going to overlay on screen over here just an example of how a worksheet looks like. In our worksheets, the first section of every chapter is literally a section just meant to teach my students how to walk. It's just about mastering the basic fundamental concepts. And typically how I conduct my classes is that I will use the whiteboard up here, right? So I don't have any slides or whatsoever. I just teach everything from my brain. I write everything on the board. I explain to them using my own words in a way that they can understand. And then what they will do is that my students will take down the notes in their own words on the piece of paper. And immediately after they write it down on the piece of paper, that's where we usually include 2 to 3 application questions to help them create the bridge between learning the concept on the spot and immediately applying it, right? And I make sure to go through the whole chapter, every single fundamental concept, and only then after that, you will start to go into mastering the answering techniques for the specific question types that usually come up for exams, right? Everything that I do in my tuition center is very structured. But the main thing that I want to say over here is the compound effect is really real. I have seen my students, my last year's batch of students, when they come into the center, every single week, we really just focus on mastering the basic concepts. I don't teach anything out of the world. I don't teach anything out of the blue or out of the moon. I just really focus on the basics. And when my students come in repeatedly, week in, week out, just mastering the basic concepts, going through the basic concepts, applying them, and then next lesson coming in, recapping the basic concepts, and then applying it again. You just keep doing that, and that's how they actually improve, right? It's really through consistency, repetition, and just trusting the process and letting that consistency and really that mastery of that basic concepts build up over time. And that's what really helped them to score those grades in the national exams or even their school exams. So just for some context, my students in my center had an average 4-grade jump for E-Math, 4 grades. So they came in at C6, they scored A2 by the time they do their O-levels, and an average grade jump of 3 grades for A-Math, right? And that certainly couldn't have been possible if we did not just rely on this compound effect and just keep drilling and mastering the basic concepts every. So if you're thinking about getting tutored by me personally, no obligations, just WhatsApp this number here or send the details to my classes, see whether it fits your schedule, and you can ask for more information through WhatsApp. Alternatively, if you live too far from Chinatown, where my physical center is at, you can also WhatsApp this number and I'll send you info kit to our online library of archive lessons where we filmed basic fundamental concepts, videos for every concept, as well as created topical test papers and yearly test papers that comes with our 24/7 turnaround period marking service for all students, regardless if you're a school student or private candidate. So if you want more information, just WhatsApp this number here and I'll send it over.